Hey guys, it's Yuta. So today I will answer a critically important question in life. Why does Japanese porn censor genitals? And this is one of the most popular questions on my channel, so next time somebody asks this question, please kindly send a link to this video. So let's start, because I totally didn't spend my Christmas researching on Japanese porn. And the answer isn't straightforward, but in short, porn could be technically illegal in Japan and censoring genitals is a way around. So what do I mean by technically illegal? The answer is Article 175 of the Criminal Code of Japan. And it basically prohibits distribution or sales of indecent materials. So it does sound like porn is illegal in Japan, doesn't it? Then why is there so much porn in Japan? Well, apparently according to the current interpretation of the law, if you censor genitals, it's not considered indecent anymore. I know it's pretty arbitrary and ambiguous, and it doesn't say how much you should censor, but that's the way things are at the moment. There are actually organizations that check every porn to make sure that censorship is adequate. But they don't have any authority to decide what's acceptable because they're not part of law enforcement. So it's more like they just guess what's okay and self-censor porn and hope they won't have any problem with the police. And apparently if you watch Japanese porn carefully, the level of pixelization changes from time to time because they try to pixelize as little as possible. But then something happens, like people getting arrested, and they start pixelizing more because they don't want any trouble. And there's Japanese blogs that discuss this kind of stuff because they don't have any better things to do. There's also underground porn in Japan that is uncensored and illegal. And some of those people get arrested once in a while. For example, in 2016, 3 men were arrested for having uncensored porn DVDs for the purpose of selling. But you may be thinking, how come you can watch uncensored Japanese porn online? And you may be wondering if they are illegal. But it's probably not illegal because the law only applies to porn in Japan. If you set up a company in a foreign country where uncensored porn is legal and you distribute your porn from there, the Japanese law obviously won't apply to you because technically you are a foreign company operating in a foreign country. So, uncensored Japanese porn that you watch online regularly is most likely that kind of porn. Now, here's the next logical question. If you can just set up a foreign company and make uncensored porn, why isn't everybody doing it? And that's an interesting question because I think it's cultural. And my answer is, it's because Japanese people still buy censored porn. And you know what? I actually asked Japanese guys about pixelization.
そこにの細部にあんま興味ないんじゃないですか。
個人的にモザイクは別に気にならない。
気にならないです。
モザイクかかってる方がいい人っていうのも多分いると思うんですよ。押すなって言われたら押したくなったりとか、見るなって言われたら見たくなったりとか、隠された方が見たいっていうんでより、だからあえてのモザイク場合もあるんじゃないのかなと思いますね。
ない方がいいです。
プッシー自体で抜きたいときはモザイクないのがいいし、全体のその雰囲気で抜きたいときはモザイクがあってもいいし、むしろそっちの方がエロかったりする。
僕は見てるジャンル、ちょっと汚い感じなんですよ。そういう動画はもろに映ってた方が、だからモザイクがない方が興奮はしますね。
もともと見ないんですけども、修正の動画をモザイクあった方がいいです。
モザイクあった方が俺は好きですね。見えないからこそ想像力を膨らませるとか、見えると逆に見たくもないもんまで見えちゃうみたいなのがあるんで、すっごい何にも見えないモザイクよりはギリギリモザイクみたいな自分は好きですね。
I have to admit, I was pretty surprised that most of them didn't mind pixelization. Actually, some of them even prefer when it's pixelated. But then I thought, if there's censored porn with women that you like, and uncensored one with women that you don't care about, I don't know, maybe you would choose the censored one. And since most Japanese people prefer Japanese porn, they would just watch censored one. And if they really want to watch uncensored one, all they have to do is just go online and it's just a few clicks away. And that's why nobody's trying to change the law, because they don't have enough incentives to go through all the trouble. But still, that doesn't change the fact that the law is pretty pointless in today's society. I mean, if Japan really wanted to ban porn, it would make sense. I've been to countries where major porn websites are blocked on an ISP level. And if you try to access, they will take you to a government's website. So in those countries, it would make sense to have that kind of law, even though I wouldn't support it. But Japan is not like that. It doesn't have the intention of actually banning porn. So censorship doesn't make sense because what difference does it make really? And it makes no sense to use precious human resources to arrest somebody just because they didn't pixelate porn enough. We would be much better off to use those resources to deal with actual sexual crimes and protect the rights of porn actors and actresses. And if you don't mind a little bit of pop anthropology, I would say it also has to do with the difference between Western and Eastern ways of thinking. Because I feel like Western people tend to be a little more uncomfortable with discrepancies between rules and practices. But with Asian people, or at least with Japanese people, they tend to be kind of okay with having official rules and real rules. And it's similar to how Japanese people often say something and actually mean something else. So that could be part of the reason why Japanese people are fine with having a law that doesn't quite reflect the actual implementation. And I find those cultural differences super interesting. And with Japanese culture, you don't have to agree with everything, but I think it will be really interesting for you to at least understand, and if you want to understand Japanese culture, you will have to speak Japanese. And if you want to learn Japanese with me, I can send you some free Japanese lessons by email, so click the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta. Alright, see you guys soon. Ciao ciao!